I want to tell you the story about Lina. If she got pregnant with low AMH, I know that you can too, but you need the right guidance and support and most of all plan, and I want to help you create that. So I'm going to read you the email I got from her just a few weeks ago that really inspired this Fertility TV episode so that you can hear from her own words. And then I'm going to explain to you where she was when she started, what we did, and the results she got. Okay, so I'm going to look down so I can read it. I apologize, but I've got her email right here for you. And she starts off by saying, "Hi Mark, hope all is well with you. Our son was born November 3rd, and we are now a family of 4. I'm interjecting here. I supported her so that she can have 2 kids, started before she ever had any children, and now she's got 2, so that's where she says she's a family of 4. With little hearts. I've been so lucky to have you as support throughout this journey. Firstly, with your videos on YouTube, providing me with hope and a sense of empowerment. Then with our consultations that meant so much to me. I remember you had the word hope in the background on our calls. Right there. Before I thought hope was a weak word as believing in something not very likely to happen. But I realized it was the feeling my interactions with you provided, and this hope turned into gratefulness when my desires came true. I want to thank you for being an expert in these things and for sharing what you have learned with the world. I hope I may be an example that you can mention if you come across other women with low AMH. Warm greetings from Rome." So in this video, I'm going to share a little bit about her case and what I did to support her, and hopefully what you can be doing to increase your AMH levels as well so that you can get pregnant naturally. If this video gives you hope, please leave a comment below with the word hope. I want to start a ripple effect that spreads hope out to everyone watching this video so that we can start an inspiration of hope on your fertility journeys. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the Fertility Expert. Welcome to Fertility TV, your YouTube channel dedicated to helping you get pregnant naturally. I've been helping couples get pregnant for over 18 years. From all over the world with my online fertility programs, my private consultations, and if you're lucky enough to be here in sunny San Diego, then you can visit me in my clinics. Before we get started, I have some great news for those of you who have been waiting to join my fertility program. I have great news. My fertility program just opened up for enrollment, and I have a few spots open for those of you on the wait list. So if you were on the wait list and you were waiting for me to be your fertility coach, I want you to use the link below in the description to apply to have me as your coach. You have to apply because we want to know if you're a good candidate to join my program. We want people who are going to get results with the method that I use. And so to find out if you're a good candidate, you've got to apply. Use the link below to apply for my fertility program. Okay, so let's talk about Lina. So I'm going to look down at my notes so that I can give you all the right information because I can't remember everything about her case without looking down at my notes. So Lina went to go see her gynecologist and she was told that she had low ovarian reserve, or limited. She used the word limited, but I'm saying low ovarian reserve. And her AMH was low. So what she decided to do was to freeze her eggs. And so she did 2 rounds of IVF just to save some of her eggs, so she had that as a backup. And she had limited response because that's what often happens when your AMH is low. And so she only got 3 eggs per cycle. Her menstrual cycles were a little bit irregular, 25 to 28 days. We prefer them to be at 28 days. And she was dealing with a lot of stress that she put on herself because she was trying to achieve a lot through work, and the stress normally that is achieved through working hard. And so this caused some adrenal dysfunctions for her. Okay. Additionally, she had spotted for 2 to 3 days prior to her menstruation, which we don't ever like to see. And she was having frequent UTIs throughout the year. And so aside from the IVF cycles, we ran her lab, so we know she has low AMH. She also had low vitamin D. Her homocysteine levels, which is an inflammatory marker, was a little bit elevated. And so we needed to start making some changes. So the first thing that I did is I ordered a Dutch test for her because I wanted to dive deeper into her hormones and get a better understanding for what her hormones were doing and how we needed to influence those hormones to get better results for her. So we started with the Dutch test. In the meantime, I did put her on a few supplements to hopefully raise some of those levels. One of which, because her vitamin D was low, was we gave her vitamin D as well. She did mention, before I go into more, she did mention that her libido was low, her immune system was compromised, she felt like she was getting colds a lot, she had cold sores. And so this starts to tell me a little bit more also about her immune system and how her body was functioning and her overall health. So I know all of you are always asking about what supplements you can take to improve low AMH, right? And help out with your ovarian reserve and egg quality. Well, a lot of my recommendations are going to be very, very specific to your needs, your specific needs. And so I'm not going to go into all the recommendations I made with her because they're not necessarily appropriate for you. I will mention again that one of the first things I did was increase or add in vitamin D for her, which I thought was very important for her overall health, her immune function, and for increasing her AMH levels. Additionally, I did put her on CoQ10. I do think all of you who have low AMH and need some support there can be on some CoQ10 and should be, because there's a lot of research around that. This is my favorite CoQ10. It's called NeoQ10 right here. And I'm going to put a link below so that you can check it out if that's something that you need. This is a high quality, highly absorbable CoQ10, and it's my favorite one to recommend for all of you watching. So you can go ahead and check that out with the link below. So coming back to Lina, I'm not going to go into all the details about her case because we'd be here for too long, but after working with her, 3 months into it, she started to see results. Her cycles were more consistently 28 days with much less spotting. She reduced from 3 days of spotting to 1 day of spotting. Her energy was increasing. She was feeling better. And so we made some additional adjustments at that point. And 6 months into working with me, she emailed me with her first positive pregnancy test that she'd ever gotten. And she didn't have to use those frozen eggs that she had saved. Right? So she got her first positive there. She held that to full term and carried and delivered a healthy baby. She reached out to me about a year after the birth of her first child and wanted to start trying for a second. But as typically happens is your body is very different after a pregnancy and after delivery, and certainly after caring for a baby for a year. So we have to reassess her health and make sure that she's in tip-top shape and address what we see at that moment in time versus going back to where she was when she first started with me. That's a common mistake that happens, is we assume that the same issues we had the first time are the same issues we have now, and that's not always the case. So it's important that you take a step back, you reassess your overall health, and treat what you see, which is why we did another Dutch test, saw that her DHEA levels were low, some other variables and hormones were off. We addressed those things, and she got pregnant again with her second, delivered November, and that's when she sent me this email. So I want you all to know that the potential and possibility for you to improve your health, improve your AMH levels are there. So if you're looking for more information on AMH, I did this video right here in 2015. Wow, it was such a long time ago. Yes, I do look a little bit different, but the information is still very, very important. And this video is, what does FSH and AMH really mean? So I want you to check that out. I've also done several other videos on this topic of AMH that I'm going to leave links for you below so that you can check them out as well. How to improve ovarian reserve and get pregnant over 40, how to increase low AMH levels over 35, and what you need to know about your fertility and AMH. Have you had your AMH levels tested? Leave a comment below. Let me know if you have, first and foremost, and second, what your AMH levels were. There is hope. There was hope for Lina, and I'm sure that there is hope for you. Do you want to have me and my team as your fertility coaches? We're accepting applications now to work with me and my team in small groups. Serious inquiries only, please. Go to the link below to apply to work with me and my team. Remember, you have to qualify to work with us, and to do that, it starts with the application. So fill out that application again using the link below in the description. We will not only restore hope in your fertility and your ability to get pregnant, but we're going to dive deep into what's not letting you get pregnant so that we can fix those issues and restore your reproductive health. I'm going to leave all the videos about AMH right here so that you can check those out as well. If this video was useful and gave you hope or restored your hope in your fertility, then please leave a comment below and let me know. Hit that like button so others just like you can find out more about their AMH and restore their fertility. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that bell. Until next time, stay fertile.